Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful winter morning, and I'm here with Geiger Counter. Today, I want to talk about the main differences between the monotheistic religions, and by that, I want to include Buddhism. And yes, I know it's not monotheistic per se, but the concepts that we find in Buddhism and the concepts we find in Christianity are very similar. And this is what really differentiates what we're dealing with what we have and what we're trying to preserve with a polytheistic approach that our ancestors used to have in Europe. And the main thing is world rejection versus world acceptation. And world rejection is found in Christianity through the whole concept of matter is evil. That matter is evil. Matter is evil, and human beings are born evil due to first man committing original sin. And because of that, we are stuck in a realm of hatred, in a realm of pure, disgusting putridity. And matter is a festering, disease-ridden, satanic thing now. And the only thing that's pure is spirit, and they have the matter-spirit dichotomy, which is then the spirit is then plucked from the body at death, and sins are tallied in order to be judged whether to go to heaven or eternal torture, which is strange to me that it would be this other realm, because it just sounds like you're going to come back to the horrible earth that they keep on talking about, how the world is so horrible, which is what Buddhism is. Buddhism is you are stuck in this realm, where the desire is suffering, and there is only one way out, and it's to become one with the wheel, one with samsara, which is, becoming one with samsara is nirvana. So once you're still here, it's like Christianity. You can't find any form of meaning and any form of transcendent understanding due to every evil thing getting in the way. And for Buddhism, I find that there's so much more evil. In Christianity, or I should say the monotheistic religion of the Abrahamism, there's a lot more you can get away with, in a sense. Like you can marry and have children, and that's considered as a good thing, because I don't really know why exactly. I guess because it's sacred, right? God gave marriage to man, and we make children, be fruitful and multiply, that whole thing. But it's kind of weird because it's a horrible world. So in Buddhism, it's world rejecting, but it's a lot more dry method, dry path. You have to be more ascetic and eat a very boring diet and starve yourself and have really interesting encounters with your demons and all that other things. And I'm not trying to equate Christianity and Buddhism completely. I'm just making the parallel between world rejection and world acceptation. And that's what really differentiates that and paganism, heathenism, whatever you want to call it, polytheism from, and I'm talking about Europe, although Buddhism has cognates with Indo-European religion. So why accept the world? Well, a lot of people claim that paganism is some sort of nature worship, but it's really not. Nature worship is probably the scariest thing I've ever encountered. I think it's worse than Satanism. It's really, it's borderline Satanism. That's what it is. And I'm really not, I don't think Satanism is cool at all. I think it's really lame. But pagans did not worship nature, because worshiping nature is worshiping everything that's evil in nature, because that's part of it. No, that's not part of world acceptation. I think that when you accept the world, you accept that there are things that are evil in the world, and you want to go around them. You want to make sure that you're going to understand ways in order to deal with them. These things are chaotic, and we need to have order in that chaos. And that comes from the Paleolithic paradigm, bear cult, cow cult. All the first cults was all about chaos and order. Archetypes go from all the way back in order to deal with the problems that we have, and to deal with them in sometimes a way that would be considered wrong today. Sometimes we killed people that we considered unsavory and unworthy to be sharing the same resources. And that's very primal because we lived in very harsh conditions in Northern Europe, and we needed to ration everything. And so there was no room for anyone who wouldn't be able to pull their own weight. And if you prove to everyone that you're not able to pull your own weight by being unreasonably cruel, then we would just get rid of you. And I think that's the issue, right? Is that nowadays they'd be like, well, you can't just murder people because it's evil. You're committing as much evil and all that. Well, we didn't. Sorry, Buttercup. But we didn't go with the paradigm of good versus evil. That's what created Abrahamism. That's the first tenet of Abrahamism, is that there's a dichotomy between the two. No, for us it was everything is one. And in the one there is many. And so I think that we would not see things as necessarily evil but cruel, or too intense, or maybe not unfair, because that's the issue, is that Christianity is based in justice and paganism is not. We don't care that much about injustice. We care more about what is great, what is beautiful, what is heroic, and about thriving, not just surviving. And but still surviving, and we definitely required firm hand and discipline. There's no room for selfishness, and that's the problem with Satanism and nature worship, is that you end up selfish and atomized. Our ancient religions in Europe were communal, very communal. Everything happened in a group, and that's why I reject like Wiccan faiths or any faith that relies on individuality and uniqueness of spirit. I can't get into that. I mean, I'm alone right now. I'm atomized completely. I know that I can't tap into a lot of things that we used to tap into. People who are alone and who claim to do Seither, I'm sorry. No, Seither is a group activity, ritual. So, to get back to world rejection versus world acceptation, it's really about accepting the fact that, yes, you are living here right now. Yes, it is difficult, but there's no reason to just meta it up and see this whole realm as being suffering. And that's where we cognate a little bit with Satanists versus nature worshippers, because they accept everything about everything, nature is perfect, right? And pagans accept that to a certain extent, but that doesn't mean that that kind of divine perfection, which we saw in nature, is something that we would accept fully. Because, no, we don't like everything that's in nature. We're human beings, and we are aware of what the things that harm us. And yes, that we see that are unfair to a certain extent. Orlinda, right, is completely justice-based. Other things were not, because it was about preserving the tribe, preserving what we value the most. And in that sense, maybe that's what's similar to Satanism or pure nature worshippers, because we are selfish as a group, but it's as a group, and that comes with a whole different form of constraints that we are completely not aware of in our society right now. And we have this meta group, the whole world, that we're supposed to accept as being our group, which makes everything small. And I think that to see yourself so atomized and you see yourself so unable to be communal means that you gravitate easily towards selfish paradigms and selfish religions, and that's what people fought. That's why people fall into all these weird identity movements, or the more spiritual people will fall into pure nature worship, Satanism, even Christianity to a certain extent. I think Christianity is very selfish, despite its attempt at communalness, which is just like still like this weird game of like who's more moral. I'm gonna go into heaven, you're not, because you're a fornicator and etc. Judgment all the time. Like the religion, to me, it's like Christianity is the worst to be. It's such a hypocrite religion. It's like we're the religion of humility and non-judgment, and all they do is be prideful that they think that they're right, and they judge everyone constantly. I know I became a Christian. So generally, that's the thing about paganism, is that we just accept the fact that we evolved as single-celled organisms, and now we're here. We definitely don't think we were created by, and I'm talking about like physically here, like the matter. Like there was no demiurge that came in and was like, I'm gonna create man and out of this random material or thin air or something, and then I'm gonna just set him loose, No, it was... I mean, you can believe in, like, aliens and stuff if you want. Like, that's fine. But, the main thing is that most of us believe in hybrid theory and that we're group animals and that our group is being taken from us. And that's the problem here. But we really don't reject the world. I mean, a lot of people I know love the world. They think it's beautiful. Life is beautiful, And I mean, if you can't see the beauty in life, I'm really sorry for you. And I think that's what real hell is, or real, suffering, is the inability to see the beauty and that we have all around us constantly. And I think to dwell on sin and to dwell on the negative is just depressing. It's just depressing and useless. And that's super not pagan. I think that we're all about usefulness, resourcefulness, beauty, and acceptation that there are challenges in life and those challenges need to be overcome. And if I can get anything from the primal paradigm, is that challenge is what drives your life. And there's no such thing as evil. Everything is a challenge. Everything is a winner versus loser scenario. There's always a winner somewhere, there's always a loser somewhere, and you don't want to end up a loser. And by loser, I'm not saying like you're a loser, like that. It's just, yeah, you lose. If something bad happens to you and you were unable to defend yourself, you lost. And that's hardcore, and I'm sorry, but there's no such thing as justice, really. No. I mean, you can have personal justice if you want, that's fine, but divine justice? Nah, I doubt it. I'm really not. I just don't think that that's something that we should focus on, because we've seen what it's done. The religion's based on justice. I mean, Orlinda, where are you? Where are those people? Yeah, they're gone. They're dead. They were probably taken over very violently by some random tribe that was like, dude, they have resources and they don't bite anyone, They're like pacifists. And they were wrecked. Much like Christians are wrecked constantly by Muslims in the Middle East. And, I mean, if you're really a real Christian and you're like, I'm not going to do anything, just kill me so I can go see my God, kill my children so I can go see my God. Ooh, like, I don't know. I just think you're missing the point of life. The point of life, anyways, to us pagans is not to be martyred. It's to be a hero. And to be a hero is to be able to defend yourself and your loved ones. And that's real masculinity. And that's why it's lacking in our society, because we're not heroic at all. We don't even see heroism as being real. And we're constantly bombarded by it in TV, right? And you're supposed to be like, it's in the TV. It's not real. Like superheroes. Oh, God, I can't stand that. Anyway. So thank you for tuning in to Geiger Counter. This is such a pleasure to be with you, and we'll talk about a different subject on a different day.